It's that time again.
So remember the Alamo?
To do another one of our cute little skits?
No.
And it is that time again. This is the Adventure Show podcast. Back for our third week in our return tour. We took 2 years off, and now we've done three weeks in a row. I think that is like outstanding. I'm ecstatic about that.
Our kill-death ratio is amazing right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
So do we take another 3 years off?
No, we have to
today?
go. Let's see. How many episodes did we get? We got 71 in before we took a 2-year break.
Yeah.
So we have to do another. Wow, I still that's mind-boggling to me when I look back at that and go, we did this 71 times.
We actually did it around 80, but how many retries we had to do and befumbled episodes?
There were some retries, some befumbled episodes, as Vinny would put it there.
There was one I accidentally deleted one.
There was a deleted one.
Did we talk about that one
There was
before?
one we split the episode in two somehow.
Yeah. Did we talk about that on the air?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well, we begrudgingly yelled at you on air about it.
No,
For anyone that didn't, I was like, hypothetically, as I texted
No.
you, how bad would
I
you
remember
be?
exactly what it was
Okay.
because at that time,
3 in the morning as we're driving home.
we were still because we were Vinny and I were still living
lived
in the
in
same
Al-
house.
and then-
No, we were still living in the
okay.
same house then, and we had left Angels at like 3 o'clock in the morning back when we were doing that, and Vinny's phone pings up and it says, "How mad do you think Angel will be if how mad will Eric be if he finds out I deleted the episode?"
I didn't
And
delete
could
it. What
see
it was is she said it didn't record.
Yeah, and I could see it. I'm like, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna drive back to his house right now and
drive
just hit him.
through his windshield, drive through his front door, drive into his living room, and punch him.
Yeah, wake him up out of bed because that's what we would have had to have done because he would have already been hibernating like a bear, sleeping and out.
There was a time where I fell asleep trying to put Goose to bed.
Yes.
And you
snoring
sat
bear
there,
episode.
And you sat there, and even the ex-wife was like, "You should have just recorded while he was snoring in the background." And I said, "You should have just done the show while I was snoring in the background."
I really wanted to. I just want to do an entire episode, like a joke one, where it's just you snoring the entire episode all the way through.
Yeah, and you could easily hear that through the house.
There towards the end, we had a couple where you pretty much were snoring through the end of the episode.
Yeah, that too. It's 3 a.m.
It's only 12:30 this time, so we're already way ahead of it.
It's a good thing we're supposed to start 45 minutes ago,
well, we were supposed to start yesterday, but
technically.
we had some prior engagements that had to be fulfilled, so we didn't get that started.
Okay.
But this is the Adventure Show podcast, your home for nerdism, news, and nonsense. Let's try that nerdism again. I don't even know if that's a real word, but we took it. We took it back.
We put it on a shirt, so it's real.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, it is on a shirt.
We did put it on a shirt.
That's right.
And I feel bad because I missed this last week, so I'm going to go ahead and start the show off with it. And I have to throw a shout out to the Fiend Fix guys. Mm-hmm. They do their Fiend Cast, which is another great show. And if you get a chance, go ahead and watch that. Or listen to that, excuse me. I mean, you can watch it, I guess. There were just a couple episodes they tried to do on Facebook that were...
Had some technical issues.
there were a cavalcade of comedy errors in there.
You never what it was like to be sodomized by your eyes?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Eye sodomization.
Yes.
Check them out at fiendfix.com. I write for them occasionally.
Yeah,
so
but and these guys are nice enough to host us as well.
What do you mean? This is Vinny's house.
Well, they host us on the website, and they put it out there for us. Since we no longer have our Radio I.O. money coming in anymore.
I really miss that.
I do too.
That fake money that never came in.
I miss going on there 4 weeks later and hearing the same episode that we had done 4 weeks ago that they replayed every 3 hours.
Yeah, that algorithm was not very good at mixing. Because by that time we were 40, 50 episodes in.
Yeah, and we told them
There's
like
plenty.
we told them like you can go back. I know
Go back to like 6.
They're
and then
topical,
on.
but yeah, you can maybe go like 6 episodes back.
Definitely
and
don't
it'll
go
still be
back to
fine.
5
No.
and 1. Definitely don't go to 1.
No, don't. I have that one still. I did find it. It was archived on the website, so I was able to pull it up.
Oh, we need to release that one day.
It's up there still.
Were you sweating like while you were listening to it?
It was clanking of silverware as we were trying to eat steak or something like that.
It was something like
Yeah,
that.
it was terrible. So we appreciate the Fiend Fix guys. If you get a chance to listen to them as well, do it. Listen to both of us. You have a long car ride, I'm sure, at some point. So listen to both. Why not? So, yeah, do it. I said do it.
Yeah.
Right now, Angel.
I'm going to go right now.
Get up and get in your
now.
car.
Getting up.
Get up and go right now.
Leaving.
Don't tell him that because he'll actually get up and leave.
I'm excused. They said it.
It's great not having responsibilities other than being the de facto owner of the equipment. I don't have to do anything anymore, so I can just come in. And they're like, Angel, did you anything you want to talk about? I'm like, no.
No.
Okay, let's
Did you
record
put
it.
us on iTunes this week, Angel?
I did not because I don't remember how to do it.
Did you ask us again for the third week in a row how if we were up on iTunes yet?
No, I didn't ask this week because last week I got the hint that you guys, none of us know anymore.
Yeah, no, we don't know. Before we get too far into our topics today, anybody got anything interesting happen this past week?
No.
Not myself, but I vaguely remember you had a comical anecdote.
I did. Set the stage here. Leaving last Sunday, went over to our father's house and was watching Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones gets out at about 10:30. It was running a little later episode.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, everybody's heard of it. Great show. Watch it this Sunday. Be the last episode. And wife and I get in the car, leave. Mm-hmm. It's 10:30 at night on a Sunday night. There's probably nobody really on the road. And where he lives in actually a really nice condo area, but the area itself's a little questionable around it. There's a couple spots in there that are just a little questionable areas.
He lives by some train tracks.
Yeah, some train tracks. It's OBT.
Okay.
Anybody inside or outside of Florida, it's a questionable interface.
Yeah.
So
It has a sketchy moment.
it has some sketchy spots. So leaving, going home, and I'm driving, go to turn to the next road that gets me onto the main interstate highway, and I see a car behind me come flipping around, like you turn hard as possibly can be. I'm like, what is going on? And I see it, and it comes riding right up my butt. I'm like, oh, now I can see I can see a cop car behind me. So I'm going the speed limit. I'm not going over. It's 10:30 at night. I hadn't been drinking at all. I'm like, why is he riding right on my butt?
Yeah.
Okay, go the speed limit, go down another maybe half mile. Boom, he flicks his lights on. I'm like, what the hell does this guy want? Pull over off into this little, parking lot area. Cop comes up to me, and he's like, license and registration. Yeah, you're officer. He's like, do you know you have a front headlight out? No, I mean, this car, it's a nicer car. It's a newer RAV4. They've got these weird fog lamps on the side of them too with the main headlight, so you can't really tell if a headlight's out. I could not tell that the headlight was out. He's like, yeah, your headlight's out. Okay, fine. Then he goes, is this vehicle registered to you? I'm like, yeah, it's my wife's car. She's sitting right next to me here. And he's like, okay. Well, can I see her ID? Like, what? Yeah, sure. You got anything in this car?
It's a male stripper hired by her coworkers.
No.
Oh.
You got anything in this car? Which, again, is another weird question for a busted taillight.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, not really. He goes, takes it, and he's gone for 10, 15 minutes. A long time running license plate. And every time he comes up, he's coming up real shady. And I understand because, this had just been after those officers had been shot 2 days before.
Yeah.
So they're probably a little on edge. But he would not come past, my blind spot on the window. 20 minutes comes back. He finally hands me it back to me. It's like, all right, you can go. Okay, fine. I go out, check the headlight. The headlight's out. Yeah, okay. Get it fixed. Just get it done. Get back in the car, driving down the road. I'm going, the hell was all that about? Why did he ask for her ID? Why did he ask if I had stuff in the car? And I'm like, OBT is pretty famous for prostitutes. Does he think I picked up a prostitute?
You think Scarra's a prostitute?
I think he did. I think because where we came out of, I know is also an area. Again, nice condo that's kind of hidden back on a lake. Mm-hmm. Everything around it's a little shady, and it's a pretty well known area for prostitutes too. I think.
Can you tell me where specifically? Just wondering.
Up here on OBT.
For a friend, Angel's
I'm asking
asking
for a friend.
for a
Yeah,
friend.
up here on OBT.
All right, I'll check it out.
I'm like, this cop thinks I bought drugs and picked up a hooker. Because there's no reason. You know, like, it's a nice car in this neighborhood at 10:30 at night. He thought he was going to hit me up with a busted taillight, and he was going to get himself a big score out of this of, either a prostitute or drugs in the car or something like that.
Right.
I'm like, that son of a bitch pulled me over for no damn reason other than because this area over here, there is 20 cars that'll drive by with no headlight on. Little hoopty jalopy cars.
Right.
No headlight on the side. And I got pulled over for it. I was upset.
Now, I knew the minute he texted me, he said, I just got pulled over, and the first thing I texted him back was, did he think you were picking up prostitutes? I knew immediately what it was. I didn't even have to be in the car.
So did you?
No, I did not pick up a prostitute.
Okay, I didn't know what you guys are into, like to each their own. I didn't know if there was like one in the back seat.
No.
Okay.
You
That
call them on
one's dead.
Craigslist.
No, that's how you get mugged. Everybody knows that.
No, I carry a knife, a big knife.
It has to be bigger than her pimp.
Well, it's bigger than the pimp.
Okay.
It's called a pimpinator.
The pimpinator.
Yeah.
We should.
It's a
Maybe
Claymore.
trademark that. Check the patent.
That's
on that.
that's an audio
Go
trademark
ahead
there.
and
The
audio
trademark
trademark.
that right now.
Yeah, I get them off of Craigslist. That's you don't get the ones off of Backpage. That's or whatever it is. You don't get those. Those are awfully pimpy.
Now, how would you have felt if the plot twist was he comes back up with your ID and lets you know that your wife was a known prostitute in the area?
Do you know your wife has been a known prostitute in the area, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, this is awkward."
I'd be really upset because I'm not seeing the money.
Yeah. It's like, what do you do with the money? I don't care about
Yeah, I
the
know.
prostitution.
If you're going to be prostituting, can I get a...
We gotta claim these on taxes. We're buying a house, honey.
Because I'm going right now, and I'm going to get the Hank Hill when he dressed like the pimp one. That's the outfit I'm going to go get with the white cowboy hat with the big purple feather out of it.
Okay.
I'm going to be the Hank Hill pimp.
I don't remember that episode.
Eric has low pimping aspirations.
Really shooting for the middle there.
Here he is with just a cowboy hat with a purple feather. No
I've
cape.
grown up that under the understanding that pimping is not easy.
It's true. It's a difficult life.
So
I don't know that, though.
I have to aim low in the pimping scale.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Entry level pimp.
Yeah, no, you don't just hit the game running as a pimp.
You don't buy the brass knuckles with your name engraved on it.
I want some of those though.
Wish it would be.
But I need a street name is the issue. I don't have a street name. You got to have a sweet pimp name.
I
Like
don't know. Easy E comes off the tongue. Like,
Right,
you
it
get yelled at.
it's
Like,
easy. It's too much of the
Too many E's.
No, it's too much. It's too much Easy E from NWA. That's
true.
yeah. Everybody knows that as a street name, but you got to.
That where
And
you
with
got
a
it?
in a pimp name, no. Well, everybody calls me that because of that. Because it just flows off the tongue there. You got to get a pimp name like I don't know. I can't get anyone. Flashy Drag Leg. That's a pimp name right there.
Baxter Third Arm.
Yeah, Baxter Third Arm.
I don't think these are none of those are pimp names.
What?
Like it's usually like Shaggy or some stupid
Juicy
shit like
Fruit.
that. Or Juicy or just Juicy.
Yeah, Juicy Fruit.
Yeah.
He could be Jugh.
Jugh. The French one. The Jugh.
little at the back end there. Jugh.
No, that goes from French to Muslim when you do that, though. It goes from je sais to Joseph.
There's a fine line. Why did you make him sound so angry?
Always angry. They're always angry. Something's about it. You know what they're probably most angry about, though?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. I wasn't going to go Taylor Swift, but we'll go Taylor Swift. Because
We need a intro music when we talk about T-Swizzle.
we do
have to
talk
get
about...
We talk about Swift all the time.
We're gonna have to get some sort of
It's got-
sound.
It's
bite
not
for
fair,
her.
though, because she is in the news now. She just finished her ass-grabbing
Triumphant.
trial. Yeah.
Triumphant. Don't you dare call it anything less than triumphant.
It was a groundbreaking landmark case for sexual femininity assault.
It
was
hasn't
a
been seen
mile.
since Katy Perry did 6 months ago.
Yes.
Yes.
And then before her, Kesha.
But I feel like now we're not talking about T Swift in an ironic manner. Now it's just we're just talking about her now. So I don't really see the fun in it anymore.
Well, I mean, I could make fun of that music video she put out all day long.
That was really
That's
bad.
god awful. I mean, it has the elements of something that could be poppy on the radio, but it was the angsty writing of a 13-year-old.
Yeah, like she just found that in an old journal.
Yeah, that's something that old Taylor in like middle school when she got dumped by her first boyfriend of many. That's what she wrote then, and it's really bad.
It is pretty bad. But I think
I mean, it's not aimed for me or you.
Who is it aimed for?
I don't know anymore. Like, she has been so across the board of, I've done a little country, a little pop. Now this is like angry hip hop.
I think so.
I think it's aimed towards people like my fiance because I've heard her walking around the house saying, "You made me do this. You killed the old me."
Oh no, that's her getting ready to hit you with a claw hammer in your sleep.
Well, sleeping with the bulletproof vest again and the riot shield.
You may want to, because that's not, she's not reciting Taylor Swift. That's actually, she's reciting what she's going to tell the cops. He made me do it. I had to do it.
He killed the old me.
He ruined the old
there's
me.
A box on the homicide sheet that says Taylor Swift. It's like, check, Taylor Swift again.
Taylor Swifted again. And now, because of this, that's the joke with the old me is there's a line in it where it just stops the song midway.
Right.
And it's like someone's answering the phone and they're like, "Oh, old Taylor can't come to the phone right now." And then somebody's like, "Why? What's going on?" It's because she's dead. And you're like,
okay. I was expecting the dun dun
dun dun dun. Well, then who is this? Because who's singing?
Sounds surprisingly similar for some reason.
You sound so. I mean, the person's so calm when they heard that.
Yeah. Well, she so calmly said it. That would be terrifying to me if I'm on the phone with somebody. And like, even if they're like, the old me is dead. The way she said it on that phone, I'm like, I'm calling the cops because something is wrong.
Okay, I'm going to call the cops now, Taylor, or whoever this is.
Are you wearing her face right now?
Old Taylor is dead. New Taylor rules.
There's no Taylor, only Zool.
If you look at the one where she did what they're calling the ripoff of Beyonce's Lemonade, it looks like Zool is taking over. Because she's got like that curly hair and she's done a lot of contouring to make her face look even more like jagged than it already is. Uh-huh. It looks like when the Zool transformation happens, and it's like, you understand where I'm going with that.
No.
She looks like she's possessed by a demon is what I'm going with.
Well, Zool wasn't really a demon. It was more of
a deity.
Yeah, it was a deity.
It was a Mayan deity, wasn't it?
It was some... I wasn't thinking it was Mayan.
I don't know.
They didn't specify. It's awfully racist of you to assume just because she has short hair. Although that goes there. Zool was the dog. So, it was just an animal. She was possessed by a deity animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Now that's really weird now.
I'm sad now, either way.
So, where does she go from here?
Oh, well, we've gotten the Angry Taylor, so there should next be some sort of pop anthem. And then there's usually like a ballad one on there. So, but, I mean, if you look at her album cover, she's going full thug. She's going hardcore now.
Okay.
She's going to actually have to kill someone to get some street cred.
Kill Tom Hiddleston.
She already got all of her street cred when she did that song with T-Pain. We all know that.
Yeah, no. No, not at all. No street cred for her. She has to actually murder someone.
None of the Swifties she gave count?
Dick trauma is totally different than murder.
Is it though?
Ask
someone who suffered from dick trauma.
Well, let me send it over to a local lawyer and see what they say. I'm gonna do one of those radio call-ins with where they do it. Ask the lawyers.
Radio shows. Spend an entire day talking to a lawyer because they got nothing to talk about. Yeah, a bunch of losers.
Why don't you just ask the lawyer?
Let's just spend a whole day asking stupid, mundane questions. The same 3 questions. Every caller every makes every week for the last 10 fucking years.
So, on the scale of felony to misdemeanor to death, where does dick trauma and murder fit along the lines?
Well, murder would fit with death. I'm just going to go on the limb and say that.
I'm going to say it'd be manslaughter.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
That's clever.
Even the judge would be like, okay, I see what you did there.
You know what? Points.
Points to Gryffindor.
I wish that's how court worked. I would have way less charges.
Way more points to Gryffindor. No. I did not kidnap that person. I was just getting points for the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Thuggy J, man, he's got all the house points. He's like house MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Thuggy J.
Here you go, Eric. Here's your pimp name.
Thuggy J is not bad.
Thuggy J. That's a quick one, too. Like, oh, shit, Thuggy J's at the door. You know, he wants his money. Thuggy J.
And it definitely rolls off the tongue there. You know someone else who's having some issues, though, and is probably maybe getting some points to the Gryffindor house?
Taylor Swift?
No, not Taylor Swift.
Okay.
No, Mr. Louis C.K.
Okay.
It's been
What a transition.
It's a little bit of transition.
Yeah.
Trying to get back into that groove. I feel like my transitions have been way off lately, so I'm trying to groove back into that.
Better than mine. It took me like 30 episodes.
We used to actually have to yell out segue. Like when you were done with a topic, you were like segue.
I did say that sarcastically. I wasn't actually.
No, I think sometimes because you would just run out of topics to talk about, so you were like, segue, something else, Care Bears.
It was a transition for all of us.
It was. But Louis C.K., there's always been, from what I understand, some back channel rumors about him that little kind of not rapey, but little frat boy sexual assault type of things.
I've never heard anything about it.
It's been low rumors, like on the very low end scale. And I've heard just a couple here and there, and it's kind of always been squashed down. But there was a article written by a comedian, I believe her name is Tig Navarro.
Okay.
And she's a female comedian. And she has a show that I believe is on Amazon. And Louis C.K. is a producer on the show. And she kind of wanted to come out and say, hey, he's a producer in name only. I don't want him anywhere near this show because it does. There's a couple episodes that bring up sexual assault in there. And I don't want his name on that. And the rumors I've heard is he has some comments that, yes, sexism is bad, but a male comedian, they're going to have to make those comments because they think it's funny.
Yeah, it's their job.
It's the dirty humor.
Right.
100% that Andrew Dice Clay at some point of his life has said, hey, nice titties to some lady first.
Yeah, it's like, Jeselnik's eventually going to say something mean.
Yeah. So that I'm not so worried about. I mean, yes, you understand that for a female comic, for them to get into that industry is one of the most modern day boys club.
Really is. It's really bad.
You really, really have to be really super talented to get into it.
You just have to have a thick skin because they all apparently are pretty misogynistic pricks.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to lose their jobs. There's not many comic jobs open. Right. There's only so many clubs with so many nights open with only so many
podcasts with comics in them.
Yeah, so many podcasts with comics in them. There's only so many TV shows that they can,
And it's not even a thing anymore for comics either. Like, they don't really give sitcom pilots.
No, they get a pilot.
They get a pilot, but they never get picked up anymore.
Yeah. It's usually garbage.
So that avenue is closed for them too. Now they just go to the streaming service sites at maybe.
Yeah, so it's a tough competition.
Right.
And
somehow we still have Kevin Hart.
We already know the rumors of that. That women aren't funny, and it's hard to, get them in there. Yes, it's absolutely a rumor, Angel.
Okay. Shameless plug. We're going to find that out scientifically here shortly.
In a couple of weeks, we have some things.
Can we do it next week? I'm already burnt out.
It needs to be, I think, 2 weeks, but we have to do it before our favorite local podcast does the exact damn thing because I'm listening to a show and they bring up almost the exact same title of what we were going for.
I think they may have done it before us, though, with their spouses.
No. They listen to us.
I believe it.
I swear, because either that or
look who's not here.
Either that or we have some weird wavelength with them because
I would literally blow my brains out.
Yeah, I just don't get it because there are so many times where we've thought of something and then 2 days later they're doing it. You're like, oh.
You notice we come up with something Adam says is a good idea. Next week Adam is gone.
You think he's a turncoat?
Is Adam a mole?
I think he's a double agent. Yeah.
He's got a little recorder in his beard. That's why he always keeps it so thick.
Oh,
We got to check him for wiretaps. We got to break his hands next time he comes.
We're gonna have to get him super drunk next time. I don't think he drinks anymore, so it's gonna be even more.
No, he
difficult.
drinks. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
get
then
him
we'll get him
mind-numbingly
super
high
drunk.
and
Yeah. Get him mind-numbingly high.
And we'll find his beard recorder.
Do an entire show of Vinny trying to reach through his beard and find something.
As I find all sorts of crazy things, we can chronologize
Chronologize.
the findings.
That was definitely a word.
Yeah.
That's
Chronologize. There you go.
We chronicle, but chronologization.
It's like you can't realize Chronicles. Is what you're basically saying?
Something to the effect.
So, back to the story here. We got way off track there. Female comics have a hard time getting there, and
Yes.
and they hear sexist comments a lot from male comics.
Absolutely.
So I give them a little pass on the rumors on that. The one that I have an issue with, though, and I've heard it from a couple other ones, is allegedly, because I'm going to put air quotes on this one,
Yeah, because
and
God forbid he sues us.
definitely there's. Please do not sue me.
And my $200 in my bank.
You
I
got
need that.
Yeah, you got a big giant tip the other day. You got to protect that now.
Yeah, it's gone.
I'm not surprised. But allegedly, he likes to, when a female is going to come through a doorway in a room, he likes to block the doorway,
So he gets into the threshold.
the threshold of the doorway,
Right.
blocks them from getting out, whips out his penis, and furiously masturbates in front of them.
So he just gets hard right on demand.
I
I
have
guess.
Interesting.
a air quotes firsthand account of one of the first alleged happenings of this. If you'd like me to go ahead and read it.
And who's that from?
This is an unnamed source, but it was two female comics, comic duo at the Aspen Comedy Fest in
Two
2012.
female comets, 2012. Did he masturbated in front of the Gooch, didn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say Garfunkel and Oates.
Hey, Garfunkel Oates. He masturbated in front of Garfunkel and Oates, didn't
That's
he?
terrible. Why would you do that?
God, her little face, like
Aw.
Yeah, it's so
looks so
sad. It's
shocked.
always so sad. So I don't know if I could actually masturbate to that because she always looks like she's disappointed in you.
She has like a disappointed kid face.
Yeah.
maybe that's his hard point.
But go ahead.
This is
It
sexual
says,
assault. Like,
me
how's he
and
not
my
been arrested?
partner were at the Aspen Comedy Fest. We are a female comedian duo, and he asked us to come back to his hotel room. We had gladly joined him and offered to smoke weed with him.
Nice.
He turned it down, but asked if it would be okay if he took his dick out. We thought he was joking.
No, hold on.
I like that. He's like, cigarette? No, thanks. And he just bumps a line right in front of them.
Hold on. There's no rumor going around that you, Vinny, have partaken in the devil's lettuce before.
On a very minute occasion.
Yeah,
rarely.
it's happened before, and you've been to events.
Secondhand.
You've been to events where the Mary Jane has been passed around, and
Clouds.
you've seen it happen. Has there been any time ever? And Angel, you can answer this question too.
Okay.
Someone was like, "No, I don't want any weed, but is it okay if I let my penis out?" Like it's been struggling behind some sort of cage, and I just release it to relax.
No.
That was the key word. That was the trigger word for him. Like, no, weed? Okay, they must be down for anything.
Maybe he has his bad jokes moment, like in the Ghostbusters remake, when Hemsworth's character was, what was it? He had a dog, but he named it a cat or something stupid like that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Penis was actually his dog that he had encaged in the hotel, and he wanted to let the dog out.
Well,
Possibility.
the cliffhanger ending to
Did they
this.
see it?
We thought he was joking and gave him a fictitious thumbs up. He wasn't joking.
So it wasn't a dog. It was an actual penis.
I just like the thought of, because again, I'm going to 100% put Garfunkel and Oates in this story, even if it's not them,
Just so I could picture it.
just so I can get a picture of the two of
They're
them
sitting there, oh my.
smoking weed. Now they've told Louis C.K. it's okay for him
okay.
to take his penis out.
So it's not rape anymore.
So we've set the scene now. They're in a hotel room, in Louis C.K.'s hotel room. The room is filled with smoke now because they've been partaking in weed, and they were like, "Hey, Louis, would you like to smoke this?" And he said, "Nay, I would like to go ahead and pull my penis out." And they said, "Okay." They gave him a thumbs up,
Gave him a thumbs up and said okay.
like two just like gleaming end of a freeze frame thumbs ups.
I could see them too with their little hands and little sad faces. Like, He wasn't joking. When he actually pulled out his penis and started jerking off in front of us, we decided that wasn't our bag and made for the exit.
Wow.
But then Louis C.K. moved himself to stand in front of the doorway, blocking with his body,
Oh my god.
watching us until he finished.
Wow. So it doesn't even take him that long.
Well, if it's Garfunkel and Oates, they probably sat back down and finished their joint. And
Well, my thing is, okay, he blocked the doorway. So are they still standing in the doorway? Did they stand in the way of the danger zone, or did they go like, we probably should step aside?
Step aside.
here?
is this a
From the
Gallagher
splash
situation? Like,
Step away from the splash zone. So wait, does this say what happened directly right after that? He shot his load?
it does not.
Because I just try to picture, like, he shoots his load on the floor, and they just go look at him, and he goes, and he just moves out of the way without saying a word.
He double guns him.
They have another one that says he did it at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in
Not for Just for
Montreal.
Laughs. Damn it,
And he
Louis.
took another 2 women to his room. But when they tried to barge out, he started masturbating in front of them without warning. So it seems like he can only do it if there's 2 sets of eyes on him.
Well,
Which-
again,
What the fuck is his problem?
if
Well,
you're,
he likes accountability buddies.
he does. He likes one to be there to like if one was, if you masturbated in front of just one woman and she was like, he masturbated in front of me, but it was super small. Then he's like, no, hold on. That's not true. It's gigantic, huge. So he's got to have a second one there to corroborate the evidence. He's like, tell the truth. You're under oath. How big was it? It was pretty big. Yeah,
It was
see?
of decent size.
That's what it was. He needs 2. One has to be accountability buddy.
It's amazing, yeah. So apparently it's only in duos. So ladies, if you
Do
are
not
in the
travel in
vicinity of
pairs.
him, yeah, don't.
Or travel in odd numbers.
I think the other one I heard was Jen Kirkman, and she wouldn't like specifically say it was him, and she wouldn't say he got too far along it, but I think he like offered it to her.
Let's see. This
Like, they whipped out, I was like, you want this dick?
No,
So
more
we're
like,
in
is it okay if I do it? Like again, like is it like you ask somebody, is it okay if I smoke in here?
there? Oh.
He's like, is it okay if I jerk off in
At least
here?
he was nice enough to Kirkman.
Yeah.
Jesus. What a savage. And then, like you said, because of the industry they're in and the fact that he's a white male. Look, this one thing I've learned in our hiatus through my female friends, white males are the absolute worst.
Oh, we're terrible.
The absolute worst. And they're showing me proof, and I'm like, oh, wow, you guys are absolutely right. I'm sorry for even a millisecond.
Oh,
that I
no.
went, are you sure?
No.
Kinda-
I have proof of it still.
You guys are awful. You
Right
guys are
when
the
we
worst.
were leaving our last couple episodes 2 years ago,
Right. Why you have to bring it up like that? Okay.
we had our catfish in the juice episode. You remember that
Tell
one?
me about this briefly.
Remember that was the episode where
Yes,
we
yes.
really had no content, so
Nothing.
we went
So
so
we-
we went on to a
We
plenty of
made
fish
2
site.
fake Plenty of Fish profiles, listeners. One, I used pictures of. I got the consent of my attractive.
No,
very
we
attractive
only had
blonde
one.
friend.
We only had one account because it was the cat.
It was the cat, but then I made one out of boredom.
No, it was
Later
still
on by
only
himself.
It was only the cat. The issue was because we had pictures of cat on there, they kept taking it down.
Right.
Even though everything else in the bio was cat related.
I'm a cat. I like to play with cat stuff.
Because they had a picture of a cat, they kept making us take it down.
Right.
So we had the permission of a female friend, and we
Wait.
posted hers.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I made an entirely sarcastically fake one, and it's just her pictures, and we were 2 profiles at the same time. Vinny was on his computer with Trinity's. It was Trinity's. and then I
No. It was
using
only
my
the one.
friend's.
No, the Trinity because it was.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to listen
was,
to it.
It was your ex-wife that had the other profile.
No, it wasn't the ex. I used our friend. It's our.
No, but she had the other profile that was competing against us.
She did. Okay, yeah. Anyways,
I know because I as I'm clearing up all our old stuff and I'm getting the passwords
we
back.
still have that Hotmail account that no one
Yeah,
uses Hotmail.
it was the Hotmail account,
that's
which was
awesome.
a pain in the ass to get the password for that thing. Holy smokes! To find it to for them to send me a Hotmail password was a
It's
fight.
a real CUNT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they honestly, I think they had to go get someone like Indiana Jones into some old archive to pull up the password out of it.
There's a maester with a ton of keys
Yeah,
flipping
just-
through them. Like,
Yeah, there's like a supervisor,
Hotmail.
some asshole still using Hotmail, and we're all using Outlook, and they're like, wow, damn it. All right.
I do like the thought of Vinny, some old like monk,
Some old Asian man like in the Matrix
yeah,
sequel.
just flipping through
Just-
keys.
yeah.
He's like, I know it's one of these here. But I got the password for it, and when I logged the account back in, it woke Plenty of Fish up. So there was nothing in their email. It had all been cleaned up because I guess after 50 days, Hotmail kind of cleans everything out of it. Mm-hmm. So there was nothing in there. Mm-hmm. I woke it up, though. Within 20 minutes, there were 400 messages in there.
For Trinity's fake
For
cat.
Trinity, the cat who had the picture of a blonde with big boobs. So much Netflix and chill. Almost like, hey.
And that was the weird part. I told her, as a woman that had to do online dating, and her stories and one of my other friends on how terrible white males are, I told her when I was looking at those messages, not one penis pic. And I was like, why are these guys so nice? She goes, I don't know. Normally they're sending dick pics by the third message.
Well, we weren't really going into too much conversation with them. It was just
a couple
mainly,
that we're fucking with, which I kind of feel bad
Juice
because
was my favorite because we told that guy
that you were a literal cat.
the cat.
I'm literally a cat right now. I'm typing with my paws,
and he just kept coming back for more. My favorite though was what.
But they said Netflix and chill with because of her. Okay, now I'm trying to.
And what was creepy about it though, because do you remember the first time we put her picture up there?
No.
And she lives in Canada.
Right.
We were in Orlando. We put her picture up there, and someone knew her.
Like, hey, this isn't her. I know her. And I'm like, whoop, block.
But what are the odds of that?
I don't know. It was really funny.
I mean, how thirsty is that guy that he's like trolling Canadian?
Oh my god. Okay, I specifically made that profile to say Orlando, but I guess when I was making it, I still put her native land of Canada.
No, it was still Orlando.
All right, I'm gonna have to re-listen to that episode. But yeah, I know. I was just blown away at how polite they were at first, and I'm like, there was nothing to it. Like I literally it was just pictures of her, and then I posted the lyrics to Gin and Juice because it says you have to have X amount of characters used up in the profile. That's all I put, and it was just hundreds. And
Were you a little
hundreds.
smitten?
By the guys?
Yeah, you were like, these guys are really nice guys.
I was like, yeah, you guys are
Angels
really nice.
collecting chocolates and getting gift cards.
What I should have done was what some girls do, which is like, you got to give me money in my PayPal so I could talk to you.
Yeah,
we
that's
should do
become
that.
the new one, yeah.
To do that to pay for the upgrade our equipment.
Oh, we could do that.
I'll ask her if I could borrow more pictures, more revealing. Like,
I honestly think we could if we could get her to agree to it. And I don't know how serious a relationship she is in right now, where literally they could talk to her. Like but they're paying for us. Like she could put a line in there, this is paying for the Adventure Show podcast, and send me $5 to talk to me, but it's going to this. And I think it would work.
they wouldn't even pay attention to that line. They'll just pay.
Yeah.
I'll text her later.
Well, so you saw the one. There was one girl who put that on her Tinder profile,
That's
like,
what
give
it
me
was.
$10.
Give me $10, and she got like a few $1,000.
Yeah, a few $1,000.
And she would just
the guys
unmatch-
are like, "What's the $10 for?" Well,
For this,
just send it
and
to
she
me.
will unmatch you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's amazing. I wish we could do that as men. Like, I wish, like, as men, we could be like,
No, we've
like,
as men
hey,
have
who wants to talk to me? Give me money.
we have men have ruined it for everyone else. Over the technology period has just ruined it for men. Period.
Yeah.
Because there's the women don't have anything to be like. They don't have to chase it at all.
Yeah.
It's being slung at them at all times. In fact, there's an issue with Apple's AirPlay in AirDrops in New York.
Kenny, have you seen this? Have you heard
So
about this?
Apple has a thing on the iPhones, and I've never really messed with it, but there's a thing called basically AirDrop, and what you can do is kind of set your phone to Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And people can just send you stuff. It's supposed to be so I could, if you wanted a picture or a file, I could just literally drop it into your phone.
It was basically their response to Samsung doing that little thing where the phones would high-five
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, that's
Same
what it
thing,
was.
basically what it is. It's like a Dropbox
Yeah.
for phones. But the issue was it being New York, and it's hustle and bustle and all business. So all these women were leaving their AirPlays on, their AirDrops on because they had to get an email or something from a coworker or something like that. So
These
guys figured out that they could just send their pictures of their penis anonymously through it. Just
in the train, and this girl, the way she worded it was like a horror movie where she just gets it, she freaks, and then she just starts looking around to see who the fuck this pervert was on the train.
she's
holding
holding up the dick and trying to match skin color.
Match it like something, but she said she couldn't really find a match per se, and that's That was fucking horrifying. Like, it felt like a horror movie when she described it. Like, I can't even imagine what is that like. My mailbox, my inbox, it's literally just nothing, and like an email from my aunt about my dad's birthday, and like, oh hey, don't forget to re-up your rewards thing. And I can imagine like a woman's inbox is nothing but just, hey, what's up? You're hot.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Yeah, it's
and the issue is
horrifying.
we've gotten lazy as over time with it, and we no longer, when you first started with the internet being able to send dick pics, you really put some effort into it. You got the lighting just right.
There was effort before camera phones.
You put a picture of the Empire State Building kind of in the foreground of it, so it looked like...
So it looked like your penis was climbing the Empire State Building.
Who hasn't done that?
You put a little top hat on it,
Right.
like a glamour shot.
A classy.
Now it's just raw and ugly. It's just whatever.
It's just like you open up your swim shorts and just take whatever angle.
Like, technology has
you get
made it
to
really
first.
easy for dudes who suffer from sex addiction to really just amplify their addiction. And it's horrifying to realize how many dudes suffer from sex addiction.
Yeah, and again, it's just not pretty.
No, it's not.
Like, as a guy, if my
I don't
inbox
even
was
like my penis.
yeah, but if my inbox was filled with boobs that just randomly sent to me, even then I think I'd kind of like you're just like, all right,
Okay,
scene,
but
go
yeah.
I've
boob
seen
blind.
it.
Yeah,
you
seen
gotta-
it.
blind.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, yeah,
Boobs.
Okay,
Boobs. Yeah.
random vagina.
I'd like
random
to
vagina.
really quick jolt in the middle of you guys here. I've been doing some more research into this Louis C.K. incident, and I stumbled onto Reddit where they talked about the Aspen Comedy Fest, and a Reddit user narrowed down the list of comedians, and I am shitting you not. You can come over and look at my screen. Garfunkel and Oates were the only female comedy duo.
Oh, I
at that.
called it. That was easy.
They published a story saying they had an incident but did not name Louis C.K. Said at the time that they had said Louis C.K. was not the gentleman they had encountered.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's going back to that. That's an issue too, is because from what I've heard, a lot of the female comics haven't wanted to say anything because he has a ton of power.
He
I mean,
does.
he's a big name comedian.
Sucks.
He's a big name comedian. He's big with the clubs,
Yeah.
and he's a producer too.
Yeah.
So you basically can suicide your career by saying, "Hey, Louis C.K. jerked off in front of me."
Right, and he's not touching them. He's not molesting anyone.
It's still
or-
sexual assault.
It's
still
still
sexual
sexual
assault,
assault, but it doesn't, like, if you go out with that, it's not going to be as heavy as, say, Cosby or something. Like,
Right, but
people are going to go, oh, Louis C.K. jerked off near you, and, you know.
It's weird. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
especially
then
since a lot of his stand-up is him talking about jerking off. So you're like, oh.
well, I mean, Cosby did his earlier stand-up. He did joke a lot about
Drugging women.
drugging women. He did say
yeah,
that.
he did.
So it's kind of like now you kind of like there's smoke, there's fire, and it's God damn, man.
I really, really, really need to get off the animal kidnapping jokes then. This is not...
Wow.
You've heard it here first.
So let's just continue on, and I've got this farther down the list, but we're already in men are horrible people. We're horrible
No,
people.
white men are
Okay, well,
white men.
guess who else is a white man?
not me.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, with that, yeah, he's very white-looking man. Yeah.
Coming out, I think she's now his ex-wife.
Okay. I've heard someone just vaguely called him a faux feminist, and I didn't really.
Yeah, it was his ex-wife.
Okay.
She wrote into this big Hollywood publication that, he plays off as I'm this feminist icon. I've done all these great things for feminism.
Media, yeah.
And apparently he is a horn dog that cheated on his wife all the time.
So what people are basically what you're going to get at is how can you be say you're a feminist as a man and then commit adultery multiple times over?
Well, the issue is Whedon's fans are a lot of that fangirl social justice.
Young impressionable young women.
Yeah, well, it's that rabid fan base of the Buffy fans, the Firefly fans.
The Dollhouse. Wait, was that? No, that was Cameron.
No, he did have Dollhouse.
Oh, he did Dollhouse.
Dollhouse.
Cameron was Dark Angel.
Even the Avengers stuff with Black Widow and things like that. He's
Right.
always been kind of that strong female lead guy, and so that's basically been his career for a long time. Was I'm that guy that writes for
Stuff for women.
for female leads.
Yeah.
Women's rights equal group called Equality Now gave him an award in 2006 for
awkward.
all of his women's rights.
So my thing though is it anti-feminist to be a cheater?
I mean,
I don't think he was doing it for power. I think he was just doing it to get off.
Yeah, I mean, if the guy just likes to have a lot of sex, I mean, he's a rich guy in Hollywood.
it depends if he uses that. That's the word I'm looking for.
Clout?
Clout.
His
as
power.
A way to,
Yeah.
That his shtick, his MO, as a way to get laid, then that's disingenuous. And
Yeah, but isn't the whole feminist movement and women's power? We have control over our vaginas. This is
yeah, but if you are a male that like, yeah, I agree. I'm writing these strong female characters, but then behind the scenes you're like, I don't even respect my fucking wife. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I don't think being in a marriage is a feminist issue. A lot of people would tell you it'd be anti-feminist to be married.
There is a point to be made there. Yeah.
You're giving up half your stuff. You have to be in a communion with a man on equal footing. I mean, some people would say that it is. You're not a strong, independent woman anymore.
Now, well, then that point that becomes just like a passive aggressive jab at it.
Yeah.
But I see where the argument can be made there. But how often did he do this? Was he just like
Apparently, it was a
Robin Thicke kind of thing?
Like all the time.
Yeah, like all the time.
His wife said he was a serial. His ex-wife said he was a serial cheater.
Jesus Christ! He looks like everyone's dad.
Yeah, but really, was it necessary for her to print this article out too?
The magazine was The Wrap, which is apparently read by all.
Yeah, it's a
all
big
Hollywood.
Hollywood insider magazine. Everybody in Hollywood gets it. Ooh. It's like the trade publication for Hollywood.
Does he have a type like Louis C.K. like he preys on female comedians like where
Female comedian duos.
duos? That's why there's so few and far between. Because they're just like, no, you gotta just trust me. Like,
No, don't you have another?
man,
Do you have another female comedian friend that can just come over and hang
trio,
out?
Like
No, trio's too much.
Yeah, trio's too much for CK apparently.
Trio's too much because two of them can agree on it while the other one disagrees, and then you're out again.
Well, that and
this is what happened in Destiny's Child.
two can go under his legs and one can go for the top and push him out of the doorway.
And then he'll come on his chest, and nobody wants that. So, but does he have I guess a type where it's like young impressionable fans?
She
That's a
didn't.
shtick.
She doesn't say who he slept with, just that he slept with a lot of people.
That's weird.
Yeah. Her big thing was apparently the comments were, I want to let women know that he is not who he pretends to be. I want the people who worshipped him to know that he is human. And the organizations giving him awards for his feminist work to think twice in the future about honoring a man who does not practice what he preaches.
She's got a point.
Kinda
But what is
sounds
it
like
practicing?
she's butthurt.
What is it though? He writes stories about strong, independent female leads,
Right.
Who then he wants to
bang.
tie him up.
and then he
bang.
bangs them.
Did he fix him? I mean, honestly, that's probably like some idea, some.
I mean,
sleazebag
has there
people
ever been
came
a
up with.
point? Can you find it on the internet anywhere where Joss Whedon said marriage is the most important thing in the world? Don't ever cheat. That would be an issue if he ever said that.
Right.
But if he never said that, that has nothing to do with his feminist issues. Even though people have already been calling him out on that feminist issue thing for a while because of
That's true.
the Black Widow was such a god awful way they wrote the.
You would think Stephen Moffat wrote her.
I was in that red room. They taught me to be assassin. Then they made it so I can't have babies anymore.
That was her plight in the last Avengers movie. Even I was like, what?
Can't have babies anymore,
Can't
but I
baby.
really want that Hulk dick.
I gotta get that Hulk DNA inside me.
Maybe that'll help it.
Is it radioactive? I would assume.
His blood is radioactive. That's how we got
So-
She-Hulk.
Correct. That's right. So would his splooge be radioactive?
And we
too?
know he can have a kid because he's had two.
I didn't catch that.
When he went to Planet Hulk, he had two kids.
Oh.
Don't they turn out to be hillbillies?
No, that's other stuff. No, he had a son that was like came to Earth and what was his name? It was Skull or Scar, something like that. He had a son. He had a son from the alien planet,
Huh.
so he can procreate.
Okay.
But
Good
I
for
think
him.
the biggest thing to take away from this is
But did the mom get cancer?
we lost
She was an alien. She died.
Cancer.
we lost the 15-year running fan site Whedon-esque.
Yeah, what was weird too. they were so heartbroken. I mean because it was probably some sort of like anybody who runs a fan site is a basement nerd. I'm sorry.
We don't have basements in Florida.
Yeah, but they're a basement nerd. I'm sorry. Anybody who runs a fan site.
Why does it have to be a basement thing? Where did that stereotype come from, real quick?
The living in your mom's basement type of thing.
Is that normal up north that where dudes in our age that still live with their mom automatically goes to the basement?
Yeah, because the basement is unlike here in Florida. We have mother-in-law suites, or we have kind of built-in things where the basement in up north can be another house. They build them to? There's a bathroom down there. There's a small kitchen. It's basically a small apartment attached to the bottom of the
I
house.
want a basement.
Especially when the parents get older and they can't go down the stairs anymore, and you can just shut that door. And
Push them down the stairs and shut the door.
You live here now. I've taken the top
I mean,
floors.
is it a fair trade-off to live in Florida and not have basements? Because I kind of like the idea of a basement.
I miss the fact that we can't really have underground bunkers.
We can have a bunkers. Us common folk can't have the bunkers.
I want a serious hardcore underground bunker.
They are out there.
I'm gonna get
We
me
can
one.
go this weekend. I'm not doing anything.
But we digress.
No. Let's talk about bunkers. Can we have bunkers here?
I think we can actually. I've heard about.
So
some.
we can
Bunker show
bury
podcast.
bunkers underground, but we can't have base. I don't understand the grounds.
We can bury things, but we can't support if you're into the ground. It hits the aquifer, or push your house back up. Yeah.
Or sinkholes.
Sinkholes, yeah,
like butt sex,
yeah, exactly,
just like butt sex.
just like it.
But Weednesk was closed down, and their final request on the website was to give to PTSD, was to give to charities supporting PTSD, because Joss Whedon's ex-wife said when she was going through her marriage, she felt she was a strong, confident woman that was turned by his serial cheating into a confused, frightened mess, and she was later diagnosed with complex PTSD in the last 5 years.
Jesus.
I'm not even going to touch on that. I'm sorry. That is the biggest load of bullshit anybody can ever tell me. You get PTSD when you see a murder. You get PTSD when a bomb goes off in front of you and kills 5 of your squad mates. You get PTSD if you're raped. You do not get PTSD if your husband, who is a rich Hollywood guy, cheats on you.
Nope. Apparently that was
Post-traumatic
the
stress
thing
disorders, however you get it.
on
No,
the-
it doesn't. No.
Yep.
Don't even try to. No.
The official statement on
She can
Weednesk-
piss off with that because there's no. I'm not going to buy that crap.
Jenny, did you just say she got diagnosed though?
She
She got diagnosed with severe case of PTSD. Bullshit.
She was eventually diagnosed, it says.
A trained
with
medical
complex.
professional diagnosed her, a doctor. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what you got.
But
Whatever.
the closing statement on the Weednesk website, the official statement, didn't mention Cole's essay, but it did say, if you want to mark our passing, please find a charity or organization that deals with the treatment of complex post-traumatic stress disorder and leave a donation.
Just-
So
no,
Joss Whedon is a sleazeball, basically.
basically.
Okay.
Whatever. She
Look,
gave her
look,
PTSD.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, guys, Firefly wasn't that great. So
It wasn't
we
given a
just-
chance to be great. It was good. It was really good for a show that only had eight
Sure,
episodes.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
You can't say a show is great or bad after 8 episodes.
That's true because
You never know
my
what's going
favorite
to
show is
happen.
Parks and Rec, and I will
Oh, the
die
first
with the
season of
fact
that
it
was
was the
god-awful.
absolute abomination.
Yeah.
And everyone I go, I shouldn't start Parks and Rec. I'm like, just go ahead and skip the first season.
Well, you mean
There's literally
it's a
nothing-
show that was supposed to be a spin-off of The Office, and they changed like half of the stuff they spun off of it.
Basically, because it was terrible,
Yeah, it god awful.
but it was great after that. All right.
You know who might have PTSD though? You got this. Lindsey Vonn, Tiger Woods.
I
You were close.
was going to say Paula Creamer, the golf player.
I don't know who that is.
She plays golf.
I assume with the name Paula Creamer, the golf
That's
player.
the best last name ever, right? All right, so what happened to Vaughn? Well, she dated Tiger Woods, so I should have automatically assumed PTSD.
Yeah.
With that
Well,
fucking guy.
apparently there was a celebrity website that is known to. I've seen this website come up a couple times before, and it's mainly fake stuff. Like
Right.
they post a lot of It's celeb jihad, and every once in a while they'll post something that's real, but a lot of their stuff is just fake stuff.
So celebrity info wars, basically.
Basically, yeah. Like you'll go on there and it'll say, "Hey, Lindsay Lohan was caught topless," and then it's the most terrible Photoshop you could possibly
Like
see.
a very brown lady with her white head cropped onto it.
So how does this website still stay up?
I don't know. So people are into that. There are some people that really enjoy that.
The Photoshop pictures of naked
Oh
celebrities?
yeah, that's a super fetish. I believe there's a Reddit for it.
There's a Reddit for everything.
Oh, there's a Reddit for everything. But apparently they got a hold of some real stuff. They got a hold of some pictures from Catherine McPhee.
I've heard of her once.
They got some pictures of Kristen Stewart. They got some pictures of Miley Cyrus, and that's our logo for our group page now.
Her peeing.
Peeing, yes, multiple
Somebody
pictures of
took
her.
The picture of her peeing.
Multiple pictures of her.
Okay. That's
Like-
what that was, because I couldn't...
Yeah, it's her.
I couldn't, like,
it's her
open up the
pissing
picture.
on the sidewalk. Like
Okay.
multiple pictures of that in there. That was a thing for her apparently.
I'm more intrigued to who took the pictures.
Somebody, and it's not like one shot. It's like different outfits of her pissing on a sidewalk.
Oh.
So
this is-
that was
this
something
is-
she was into, or somebody was into.
Wow.
Which makes me like,
Miley's fucked up, man.
I'm like, Liam Hemsworth, really?
Liam?
Liam,
Lesser Hemsworth?
Lesser Hemsworth, you got something you want to tell everybody?
This guy Hemsworth is into some shit, man.
Who else was it? The Kristen Stewart ones.
Look, I saw Twilight. That's all I need to see from her.
Yeah. And then
Thumb
his
nipples.
there are some thumb nipples.
Thumb nipples.
I'm good.
And then this celeb jihad's cream of the crop was Lindsey Vonn and Tiger Woods.
Oh, no.
There's a couple pictures of Tiger shirtless and stuff like this. Apparently, they got off her phone, which they've been broken up for like 2 years. Really, you keep like nude pictures of your ex on your phone for 2 years?
I mean...
For
I know-
reference. For reference.
I know a lot.
You gotta
I have a
compare.
lot of... I have quite a few male friends that like they still have it. They tell me.
But I mean, if you're
And definitely
dating
women that are not.
if you're dating her and you happen to pick up her phone, or like, is that Tiger Woods' dick? And she's like,
Tiger
yeah.
Woods, like, yeah.
I'm like, come on, can you put that on a thumb drive somewhere or something?
Yeah.
If you want to keep it, keep it. But God, get it off your phone for a little while. But apparently, she put it where they could get it off of the AirPlay stuff, and because people have not figured out the cloud yet.
I have no idea how the cloud works. I'm glad it's just pictures of my kids and recipes I can get online.
The cloud is stop putting stuff in the cloud. No,
That's not it.
I don't know what that is. I've seen that picture a couple times. I don't know who that is.
Currently looking this up on my
Did they get hacked the
fiance's
same way as,
laptop.
like,
I
J-Law
can't wait till
did?
she gets home.
I believe so. I believe it was in the cloud, and someone just hacked the password out. And,
How do they do that? It's so like you can just use their powers for the greater good instead of just.
well, a lot of times, you know what the funny thing is? A lot of times it's just stupid people, because all they'll do is they'll mock up an email from iTunes, and they'll send it and say, "Hey, we've noticed you've changed your password recently. You need to rechange your password on iTunes," and they'll just type it here, and we'll get your password up there. And they're just like, do, and that's how Russia hacked the Democratic Party.
Well, I believe that.
No, it's literal. They had the proof that the guy, they sent it to one of the senators, and he opened it and like changed his password in there.
That's a subject for another day of how stupid our politicians really are.
Well, that's what happens when you get a bunch of guys in their 70s and 80s doing. Those are the guys that are working with the internet. These are the guys that want to take away net neutrality and stuff like that.
Right, just like how we have a guy who sued the EPA running the EPA now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, government.
Government.
Yeah. America.
Government.
America. Yeah. Because we're fucking stupid.
The only thing I want to say on that is, and I saw the pictures before they got taken down. You cannot find them on the internet anymore. They
Not 4chan.
scrubbed those
I
suckers.
am trying so
Go
hard.
on 4chan, I bet you'd say.
Okay. You can go on 4chan and you may catch them there.
Uh-huh.
You got to go through 10 pages of chicks with dicks, though, with 4chan now.
We are not kidding. We tried
I
this
know,
last night.
it's-
It was god awful.
It's a wasteland.
What are you
What
doing
are you doing,
over
Vinny?
not porn.
God.
That was
Music's too
not
good to be porn.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. B used to be like, hey, random jokes and stuff, and then it kind of got into there's a lot of child stuff going on here. You may want to get out of here.
Yeah, I haven't been on there in years.
And then it got cleaned up, and so they were like, okay, let's go to femboys and ladies in traps.
Oh, and then the wolf ones with the dicks.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
There should be a website just for you guys. Like
it got weird.
Yeah, it got weird.
So
way too weird.
You can delve into that, and maybe you'll find the pictures on there.
Dive into like pages of animated porn.
Yeah, they're there somewhere, but they're scrubbed off the internet for the most part. Otherwise,
that's unbelievable.
Nicely done. I will give the Lindsey Vohn's lawyers top notch, because it took forever to get the Jennifer Lawrence stuff off there, and you can wander anywhere.
Yeah, well, it spread so quickly that there's no way to ever get it taken out. But they acted quickly, and unfortunately, it's because they were not prepared, but familiar with how the protocol. Because like these dudes couldn't just hack Russia to find out certain things. They got
and I think it was also
violate privacy.
I think it was that this website is so blatant about their stuff. They're like, "Come and get us" type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like the original Fappening where it just kind of spread like wildfire through the internet and there was never anywhere for you to really pin it down.
Yeah.
This one was like, hey, we've got the pics. They're right here.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Come and get them from us.
That's fucking gross.
Just, okay, if you're going to take nude pics and whatever you want to say, and this is going to sound victim blaming or whatever you want to say, figure out how to create some sort of privacy thing. If you're famous, someone's trying to get to you. There's no doubt about it.
Even if you're not.
Even if you're not, there's someone trying to get to you.
Yeah.
If you're semi good looking, someone is trying to get to you.
Not even semi. Just sort of.
So,
if you got, yeah.
Do some privacy.
But
figure out if you don't know how the cloud works, don't put your pictures on the cloud.
Who does? I see what you're saying, and it's shitty that it has to be a point where the victim has to take precautions and not. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
I do give her credit though, because she took some interesting angles.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't straight up. I'm in the mirror and stuff like that.
Lady, so I mean, I wouldn't be mad if that was on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't straight like here's a picture of me in the mirror type of thing. There was some classy angles going on there. So.
This is not her first rodeo.
No. Oh, God, no.
Going through the Celeb Jihad thing, they took down the pictures, but they left the comments up.
Oh, Jesus.
One of them saying, he's obviously not as Asian as everyone thinks.
Good for him.
Yeah, that was a good one there.
Does the heavy lifting for a shit personality.
Subway ain't got nothing on him. That's a good one. This is one of my favorites. Arby's going to go out of business once Hope Solo, Misty Trainer, and Lindsey Vonn open up their own chain of roast beef restaurants.
No. Oh, God.
Nothing gets stretched out that much by Tiger Woods. There's some fisting going on.
Okay. Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah, they apparently there were some problems
Some
there.
real cream of the crop on that. Think about like what it takes for you to be a human to go to that website and then comment.
What's worse, a lot of these people comment and then have pictures of their face next to the comments.
Oh, of course.
Oh no, the comments on that page are there.
Hardcore autistic don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're proud of their stuff.
Yeah, they're proud of being scums. Okay.
These are the same guys that you saw in the rallies and stuff like that.
Bro, that's probably the best way to out them.
Because again, going back to that,
white men are the worst.
40% of those people, and I'm going to throw out a statistic that I can just throw out of the air, but I'm going to say 40% of those people out there, absolute trolls. They have no belief in either way of
You know
whatever.
what? I'm willing to give you that. I believe that a lot of those douchebags are they're just dickheads. They don't have any ideology.
They're the autistic, kind of socially awkward guys that get a kick out of the trolling of people.
Yeah, that they really don't mind being associated with.
What you saw is a lot of the internet marching out there.
That's literally like a 4chan purge, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Essentially 4chan purge hanging on Charlottesville with actual racists.
Yeah, there was some real racists out there.
Real assholes. But yeah, but those guys are assholes too. Don't get it twisted, but
those are the trolls.
Those are assholes that don't stand for anything. They're just there to beef up the numbers.
Those are the trolls that, like the Cartman episode with the trolling where he gets off on people committing suicide. Those are those type of trolls out there.
Yeah. That was like a whole season, right?
It was like one of the arc ones where it was like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
It's a good one. That's about to come back, I think, next month or so.
Unfucking believable, man.
In conclusion, if you don't know how technology works, stop taking nude photos. Just get a Polaroid. Get an old-timey cameraman to come in there.
I'm gonna take a picture. See, like that kind of old-timey guy. He uses like
Gotta change the flash every time.
Got mercury flashlight bulbs still. My God, that.
Go to a local art class and let them draw you tastefully.
I'm gonna get rich enough to have my nudes taken by an old-timey photo guy.
Are those guys still around?
I'm sure I can find one.
I want to see that Craigslist ad. Looking for old-timey photographer to capture this.
Must speak in 30 slang.
Must be able to speak at 30 slang. Have his own original mercury light bulbs.
The more mercury, the better. I need cancer by the 5th picture.
I want those type of cameras that I had to stand still for 2 minutes to for them to actually
The
develop.
exposure to actually set in. Yeah.
Because what did we say? It's all about the art when it comes to the dick pics. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And nothing is more artistic than that.
Except for the, what do you call those pictures where you make a picture using thousands of pictures?
Etch-a-sketch?
A collage one?
No,
The collage one. Have you seen the one with Donald Trump made with dick pics?
Yeah,
It's pretty
I've seen
magical.
But I'd like to actually, you know what? The other one that would be up there, if you're going for classy dick pics, collage, 1930s old timey photo guy, caricature artist.
Oh,
Caricature
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
The one that's at every theme park in the world?
exactly. One that's gonna
Have it drive in a go-kart or something.
Gonna have it drive a go-kart or playing tennis, like anybody's ever played tennis before. And every time you go to the character wall, he's got like 4 people playing tennis on there.
Who plays tennis?
Nobody plays tennis.
We have the tennis.
How many character
Academy
guys
of,
have Lindsay Lohan playing tennis? Where did they
that
think
blows
that?
my mind. We have the Academy of Tennis of the world in Orlando. No one plays tennis still.
No.
No. Why is that a thing?
Well,
I don't go off track.
that's just to get more Russians here.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's all I needed to know. What's with all the tennis? You said to bring in the Russians? I go, okay.
That academy is just to bring in Russians.
It's just a Russian ringer of Russian immigrants
Yes.
pumping them out. Okay. Which is great because at least a quarter of them become strippers. I know because I work at a strip club.
There are a lot of Russian strippers.
There's lots of Russian strippers, guys.
Do you go in there and just throw tennis slang at them and see which ones perk up?
I think I'm gonna go in with like two tennis rackets and a ball and just kind of like look at them in the hallway and just throw it on the floor and just not like on instinct alone. They'll probably just Russians. Like they'll just start like just playing with each other. I'll be like, okay, Russians.
Okay. Filming this.
This. Someone's gonna want to see this.
I know we're probably running a little late on time, right?
We are at 1 hour and 7 minutes.
That's not too bad. So we can finish up with the.
No, we could just finish.
No, because I have to get this out. We're going to skip one of the other topics. We'll push that back for next week. But I've got to get this why I'm still angry about it. Or not even angry about it. I'm confused. So,
Sexually.
our buddies, we've called them out about this many a time. Marvel figured it out.
Oh, our friends? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot we're friends with them.
Well, not friends with them. Our
Yeah.
other buddies. Marvel has figured out how to do a movie universe. Is it getting kind of a little old? Maybe, yeah. I think it's kind of starting to run its course.
It's running its course because of the shitty superhero movies that dilute the pool.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if you just had Marvel, we wouldn't have problems. I wouldn't be like, fuck, I gotta see this.
yeah, but we're reaching the end,
Critical mass.
which is not even critical mass. We're reaching the end of Marvel's run because we're gonna start getting to a point where the actors playing the characters are gonna have to be replaced, and we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right. And everyone thinks it's after this Infinity War where Downey Jr. and Evans and all of them kind of move on with their career.
But if you're going to keep in the comic universe, there still always has to be a Captain America. There always has to be an Iron Man. So is somebody going to come in and play that part now? Or, I mean, we can't have Robert Downey Jr. doing this into his 80s, playing Tony Stark.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
No, I wouldn't mind it either. But the thing with comics is people don't age. So,
But yeah, Parker did take 35 years to go from high school to college sophomore.
yeah. Well, and nicely enough, between the 3 movies, he's also lost 30 years too. He went from Tobey Maguire to Tom Holland. He lost 30
that
years.
Joyless McGuire douche. God damn. Real quick before that, can we, before you get into that, can we just like take a minute, tell everyone to calm down about like, do we really have to freak out every time someone gets cast for a comic book thing now? Because people are freaking out over that Anna Diop girl being cast as Starfire.
I didn't see that, but
Anna Diop.
She's a cosmic entity.
She's a cosmic entity.
Is she black?
She's black.
Okay.
They're freaking out, and I go.
She's
And I kind of like
and
I'm leaning into my mic, guys. You know, Starfire's orange, right? You know, Zoe Saldana is not really green.
yeah.
Like it's not a. It's. I get to an extent, but it's just ridiculous.
Well, there's
now.
some of them that are kind of like the Domino one for the Domino, like
Yeah, because they made her look like Barf from Spaceballs.
yeah, Domino. Okay, you could have had a black girl play the part because Domino is white.
Right.
I mean, not white, but
Or
chalk
like-
white.
Yeah, like chalk. You
she's
could
absent of
hire
color.
a black actress, put her in the white paint. Sure, like
could say white
Saldana's
face.
green. Yeah.
Well, it's not even you could do that white matte. You couldn't tell who's behind that color, and then you put the black patch on her. That makes her Domino, and she has straight hair. Boom. Doesn't matter what ethnicity she is at that point.
Right.
They went with the Foxy Cleopatra.
It just looked really lazy. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. It's just that like it's just like a sloppy white patch.
Well, they put the white patch to like, oh, her skin's black. Now the
counteract-
patch is white.
right.
So,
But
and
it's-
then the big afro and the she's basically playing Foxy Cleopatra. So you're like, come on,
Well, let's see how that turns out.
let's see how that goes.
But
I mean,
the
I'll give you
Diop thing
that.
is like, she's an orange alien. Like, calm the fuck down. She has purple hair. Like, who are you gonna find that has orange skin and purple hair?
Yeah, they're
No
gonna
one-
CGI
it's not a big
her
deal,
or
guys.
put her in makeup. So.
Not a big deal. I get to an extent, but when you bitch about even that, it's just so stupid.
It's okay. They knocked it out of the park with the Squirrel Girl casting, so I'm fine.
Which I'm very excited about.
I mean, they could have gone with Anna Kendrick, but because it's going to be a TV show, they didn't probably want to pay her that much.
Right.
But they're
Wait,
good
wait,
with
Who
that
did they cast for Squirrel Girl?
one. The AT&T girl.
Mila
Watch that so
Vaintrub?
hard.
Something
Mila Vaintrub, I
something
think.
Middle Europe type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear
But
pants for that.
at least it's not as stupid as what DC does.
DC, I mean,
They should hire just one person. $350,000
You
a year,
know what-
company
no.
car, and a house to
You
just
know what
stand there and go.
DC is?
No, DC bad.
you know what DC is? DC is the guy that he got sent out by his wife to IKEA to go purchase a dresser. And he gets the dresser home, and IKEA, and we're gonna say IKEA is Marvel, wrote perfect instructions on what to do. Literally wrote them word for word on how you can get this done correctly.
Also, white men, IKEA furniture is not that complicated to assemble.
No.
I know that's a stigma. It's not that hard. Okay, I'm
But-
sorry.
This person,
Oh, it's not hard.
we're going to call DC Universe,
Let's go ahead and call him DC, yeah.
took the instructions and crumpled them up and shoved them straight up their ass
All right.
because they thought,
I'm DC.
we don't need these instructions. We've been making great movies for many years. And then they winked at the camera. What the hell are they doing?
What are you referring to
Okay,
specifically,
so
Eric?
we've started.
because they have just shit
Yeah.
bed and are now finger painting in said bed.
So they started their universe by giving Zack Snyder Superman.
Which is bad idea.
Bad idea.
In hindsight and in pre-hindsight.
Even though I wanted that movie, like when that first previews came out after we had that Superman, was it Returns? One with Routh
Oh, God.
was god awful. So you saw the previews for that, and you're like, okay, this looks pretty good. Maybe they've made Superman a little more human. He's got a little more edge to him, it's, like a normal human being.
Maybe they
would
didn't
be.
make a shitty Superman movie.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Let's not pretend that the Brandon Routh one is still not the worst Superman movie ever made. I'm including the
No,
Richard Pryor
it's
one.
never worse than it'll never be worse than Superman 3 or 4.
All right, that's just,
One of them was about nuclear missiles.
okay. Nuclear Man, way better than whatever Kevin Spacey was supposed to play in that movie.
Well, and then he got topped by old Zuckerberg there. Whatever part he was supposed
Superman
to be
had
playing.
to fight a continent. He didn't even really have a. He had a son. It was just terrible.
Okay,
Okay, just
so we got the Superman. Okay, not
wasn't that good.
not great. Then they were like, okay, here we go, guys. We're going to start our universe. We're going to start the DC universe. We're going to copy off of that Superman. That's our Superman. They were like, what could be better than Batman versus Superman? You're like,
Well,
yes.
a lot of things, but
Heck yeah, this is great. This is going to be it. This is good. They figured it out. And then we got that abortion, where the best thing about it was Wonder Woman showing up at the very end of it.
who didn't even need to be there.
Didn't. It literally was just like, hey, I'm here. Just the same as the Flash popped out, was like, hey, I'm the Flash.
Oh, am I too late to tell you? It's always about her. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, it was literally Flash, double guns, and then off he was on.
Well, Bruce's hallucination
Yeah.
thing or whatever.
I think I've still never even watched the whole thing. I think they even threw like a little cyborg reference in there, like, oh, I'm the doctor.
They
and
watch him on TV or something.
Yeah, he's watching a video of his dad doing an experiment.
Yeah.
Which I think any cyborg in media nowadays would be a lot better if they used the cyborg from Teen Titans Go. How much better would Justice League movie be if they used that cyborg?
I just think they should just use Teen Titans Go.
I think
5 minutes of gritty Matt Damon, and then just straight in, or not Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
it's 2017. How are you still getting them mixed up? Can we take a 2-year break?
Yeah, we may need to, because
Okay.
Vinny needs to figure out again the difference between Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
There is no difference. They're the same person. Have you seen them in the same room?
Yes. They
I've
collected
seen them in
an
the same
Oscar
movie before.
We saw
They
two
collected
Lindsay
an Oscar together.
We saw two Lindsay Lohans in Freaky Friday.
That's true.
He's got a point. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So we got that Batman versus Superman.
and they made a Suicide Squad
Not
movie,
great. Yeah, and then we get Suicide Squad,
which is
where they were like,
bad.
they had the concept kind of right. They're like, okay, we saw the Guardians of the Galaxy, ragtag kind of group. We've got the Suicide Squad already. That's kind of an interesting comic. We'll throw a bunch of characters together, fine. It wasn't terrible, the lineup they had.
No, it was pretty terrible.
It
Considering
wasn't,
what they had to go against.
it wasn't terrible.
My thing was with that movie was Amanda Waller at the very beginning is like, we need to be prepared in case another Superman comes and acts a fool. So I'm going to set a team together with a 90-pound white girl with a bat, a guy that with boomerangs, and a guy that can shoot a gun really well, and that'll stop the next Superman.
Yeah. Oh, but
So right off the bat, it was
our
just
big
stupid.
ace in the hole is a god
Cholo.
is a god deity. No,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Is a god deity that some archaeologist found and got sucked into her body, and we can definitely control her. She doesn't have a giant flame brother that we don't know anything about. No, great idea. And then from that we got Jared Leto's Joker.
Tangelo Park Joker, as I like to put him.
Yeah, he's
For anyone that's from Orlando, they
yeah.
go,
he's
uncool, bro.
we got Juggalo Joker is basically
It's
what it is.
Juggalo, but yeah, that's the best way to describe Tangelo Park.
So
Sorry, Tangelo Park listeners. I'm so sorry.
we've got that. So DC continues on. They're like,
We need to double down on the shit.
should we do any more like origin movies? It took the Avengers like 5 movies before they got around to being the Avengers.
Yeah.
1, 2, no, I think there was like 6 movies before they got around to being the
Hulk,
Avengers.
officially.
Yeah,
Iron Man, Captain America,
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. Yeah, it was like 4 or 5
Yeah.
before they got it going.
So Thor was in there. Yeah, there was
I forgot about that one.
there was quite a few before they got around to actually doing the first Avengers.
Right.
DC's like, no,
Nope.
we don't have time for that.
Stick my finger in the butt. Let's shoot the load early.
Let's throw Wonder Woman out there, and it's okay. I think it's getting overplayed because it's Wonder Woman, and
I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
it's okay. It has some of the worst CGI I've ever seen before. But
But
people give
when
it
you
pass.
compare it to the other DC movies.
Had a female director, has a strong female lead. Boom, boom, boom. Hits all the checkpoints. Check. Okay, movie. It's not great. That's their big tentpole now. Not Batman, not Superman, not the Joker. It's Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Okay, fine. They're like, okay, throw them all together now. Boom, Justice League. Okay, what's the
Ignore
backstory?
the 4 other characters.
Yeah, what's the backstory of the Cyborg, the
Aquaman.
Flash,
Never mind that Flash has a resurgency in popularity because of the show.
Aquaman? The guy who has the entire kingdom underwater.
Who controls 2/3 of the planet?
Oh, he was on Batman Superman 2, wasn't he? Like 2 seconds. Like,
No,
think-
they said that like the whale. No, that was from Superman 1.
I thought he did
They show him on that TV screen at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it was in the
they're
TV screen.
looking-
It was more found footage where he does like a sonic boom when he leaves a ship.
They don't even show him. They just show like somebody streak past the screen.
So, boom,
That's
straight
their
to
way
Justice
of
League.
introducing those other guys.
And then they got to Justice League, and then they were like, okay, what next?
May not be good.
This isn't good. Let's make a Joker movie that doesn't have Jared Leto in it. It's not part of the universe
That's
at all.
not part of the universe.
The next Batman?
Not part of the universe.
Not part of the universe either. We're probably going to replace Ben Affleck.
God damn.
With Matt Damon.
We're just... What's even worse is I've heard, okay, so there is a Flash movie scheduled that's part of the DC universe.
With Ezra Miller guy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be Flashpoint.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah, quick...
There's no way they can fuck that up.
No, and quick rundown of Flashpoint. Don't know how you jump into the Flash as Flashpoint. That's like,
It's going straight to ass play.
yeah, literally, yeah. There's no foreplay.
There's no, hey, I'm here to deliver the pizza. It's straight to ass.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what happens when you skip ahead like in the porn, like 20 minutes.
Because you don't want to hear the dialogue.
Yeah.
You accidentally got too far. Yeah. That's essentially how they're doing this for Flash.
So Flashpoint is
But I get it. People are over origin stories. But a lot of people don't know origin stories for those.
well, it's not an origin story, even though it's such a weird point in it because this is a point where the Flash has gotten to be kind of a broken down person. He's figured out how I'm super fast. I can actually travel through time, but things keep screwing up no matter what. And he's like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna go to the very beginning. I'm gonna run back in time. I'm gonna save my mom. I'm gonna do one good thing so my life doesn't suck anymore. And when he does that, it comes back and it just completely screws up the whole universe.
Right.
Bruce Wayne dies instead of his parents. His dad becomes old Batman. His mom becomes the Joker.
Really cool twist. I like
Cool
it.
twist. Superman gets captured by this corporation when he crash lands in by the government.
So he never had a chance to be Soup.
He never gets to the sun. So
Yeah.
he's super sickly, like
Yeah.
just thin, super sickly dude. Wonder Woman and Aquaman kind of had like a love tryst, and then it went bad. Now they're the kingdoms of Atlantis and Thermestes are fighting each other
Yep.
in a world war.
Yep. That's Flashpoint. And then Reverse Flash is in there.
Reverse Flash is in there, Cyborg is in there. That's the point of the whole thing.
It's a real Debbie Downer story.
That's like that to me is an Avengers story. That's a big storyline to just because you're still gonna have to bring all those characters in there.
Yeah. It's another Justice League sequel. Essentially, because you have to bring everyone back.
The rumor I've heard from it though is that
And why would you CGI handsome Henry Cavill into a 90-pound weakling?
well they already had to take his beard off.
How much did that cost?
A
Does anyone
lot.
know?
I've heard in the millions.
God, what is that? What is that? Oh my God!
That's just the point of how badly they.
Movies are never going to be made. There's two movies that we're going to love in an alternate universe that's never going to be made in this universe because they're like, God, we have to CGI his mustache. God damn it, man! I hate movies.
But the rumor I've heard, and I've seen a couple of different places, is that DC does not like where they're going with this.
Okay, they don't like what Warner Brothers is doing.
So Flashpoint, Flash movie will actually be a reboot of the entire universe.
Oh fuck me! They're going to reboot the cinematic universe.
Yeah. Basically, because
Already.
even
Oh my
after
God.
Flashpoint, when Flash went back, you could not fix everything. So there were kind of ripples throughout the rest of the universe that affected throughout the rest of the comic book. I believe that led up to them starting the new 52 and all that, completely reset everything. So they have an out right there. They wrote themselves an out where they basically can, if they do this Joker origin movie and they do this new Batman one, and people like those people better than the Leto and Affleck one, they're going to go, boom, those were our new Batman and Joker. Always that was going to be that way.
They've planned to fail.
Basically, they
Literally.
left themselves an out. They actually wrote themselves an out clause in their entire movie series. Did you imagine that? That would literally be like Marvel, like midway through here, has a Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe after Avengers, where they get some sort of space bomb.
Wormhole or
Yeah, they
something.
get some sort of space bomb where they're like, if we push this button, everything is completely different, and then it just ends like in black. And then they're like, okay, what'd you think? Should we push the button?
Kevin Feige go, what should we do?
Everyone has a buzzer under their seat.
get
If you
to
press
vote.
green.
Just Stan Lee comes on the screen.
By this time, he'll be dead. He'll be
Oh
a
no,
hologram.
no, Stan Lee robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Stan Lee, once he dies, they already have a cyborg body to put him into.
I figured it'd be two dudes dressed in like the black ones, like skin onesie, just constantly Weekend and Bernie seeing him.
And you can actually see them,
You
though.
can see them. You can obviously see them as two dudes in black suits. Just holding him, holding his
Those are
hand.
the worst. I always laugh at like the Lion King show where you can like see the suits
It's
moving.
hard.
You're like,
hard to see, not to see the.
because once you see them, like if
You're
you
fucked.
if you can go the whole show without seeing them, you're like, okay, I can suspend disbelief.
Yeah, but it's just
When you see it though, and you see it's just mimes, basically, you're like, I'm out. Can't enjoy it anymore.
DC is going to be the reason why people start to hate superhero movies. And
Oh,
the
it
hate
already
will bleed
is.
over to the Marvel movies that are still top quality movies.
Well, what's worse though is not only are their movies making people pissed off, they're stealing stuff from Marvel that makes Marvel look bad.
Like
Because, well, like the Suicide Squad basically kind of taking the Guardians of the Galaxy field.
Wonder Woman being
the
pretty
pop-
much Captain America.
But no, not even that. But the hits, we're playing.
I hated that. So
We're playing
much.
music hits,
We're playing pop hits from the '80s, which has nothing at all to do with the plot. There is a reason why there was pop music in Guardians of the Galaxy, because Peter Quill's mom made him a tape before she died. That was his connection to Earth. That's his thing, and you bond with Quill. That's how it works. You build an emotional connection with your character. That's how it worked. You don't just fucking make a playlist. What the fuck does that's Queen song? What does Bohemian Rhapsody have anything to do with that fucking Suicide Squad movie?
and Vinny's right.
And it was like
we
the
gotta
first
make-
10 seconds of every pop song, like every other scene.
We got to make Wonder Woman.
Oh,
We've
God.
already had Wonder Woman in the future. We couldn't just make a story off of that. We know she's alive in Batman Superman. No. Let's put her in World War One. Captain America was in World War II. Totally different.
Still gonna fight Nazis.
There's no Nazis in World War One.
Yeah.
They're just Germans.
They're just Germans. Just Germans.
They were
Just
Nazis
Germans.
before. They were Nazis after.
So yeah, let's do World War One. I'm just waiting now because the Thor Ragnarok has that kind of 80s vibe going on it too with the Technicolor stuff. So I'm waiting for their let's do the Cyborg movie, but Cyborg's from the 70s. Look at his big giant fro.
Which Teen Titans Go Cyborg would be perfect for that.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel already missed their shot though because they had Luke Cage and they could have gotten the knick-knack paddywhack Sweet Christmas Luke Cage.
Sweet Christmas.
And
that ultra cringy Luke Cage.
with his giant fro and his
Giant
disco
fro,
suit.
the disco yellow shirt open halfway.
Yeah. The gold change,
They're saving that for the Blade remake.
which is on the horizon, I've heard. There is a Blade
yes.
remake
Of
coming.
course there is. God damn.
Now, I will say the Joker origin movie, while we don't know anything about it, it probably will be bad. I love the choice of people they've used to front run it with Todd Phillips, who did The Hangover, and Scott Silver, who directed 8 Mile, doing the script, and then Martin Scorsese doing the producing.
I've heard of him.
Martin Scorsese do the producing.
Doing the producing.
I've heard of him. He does movies good.
Yeah, but
That means Leo is going to be Joker.
Oh, yes.
And his
And he
hot
will get
dad
an
bod.
Academy Award for
He's
this.
going to get the second one for this shit.
I don't know if I'd be that far against that.
Giving him an Academy. For
No, him actually doing that because I think he could actually pull it off.
And he wouldn't send anyone dildos
I
or
got
dead
a
rats.
dead rats use condoms. God, he's such a douche. I think there's a big segment of people that still aren't convinced that Leo is a good actor, which it still boggles my mind at this point. He had to get raped by a bear to get his point
No.
across that he's a good actor.
You want to talk about a guy who's been a good actor since What's Eating Gilbert Grape? When the film critics, when he showed up for the premiere, didn't know he wasn't handicapped. That's
Sounds like Leo.
that's how good of an actor he was back then. They actually thought that was a real handicapped kid.
Oh, they did
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They didn't know that was just him.
acting.
Yeah.
Because movies are made to
Yeah.
play pretend. It's expensive. Expensive pretending is what a movie is, and they thought they actually casted an actually mentally retarded child.
You know what though? In the long run, I think we should just
Also, I thought you were talking about Johnny Depp.
Well, speaking of Johnny Depp, I think we should just give Tim Burton back.
Can we
Batman.
talk about how coke bloated he looks? He's looked the last few years. He looked really bad.
He doesn't have someone to smack around right now.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, but
Who would have thought?
I would
Such a
be.
sleazeball.
We give it back to Tim Burton.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp Joker. Johnny Depp Joker. Just
maybe like 50,
basically Captain Sparrow Joker.
Pre Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny
It's
Depp.
basically Captain Sparrow Joker.
Him just wobbling around like,
It's perfect because I'm already coked out as it is.
You want to see where I got these scars, Batman?
Where did he go off the rails? When did it stop being cool to like Johnny Depp? When did he
Pirates
stop
of the
being
Caribbean.
cool?
When it got
Part 2.
yeah,
Because part 1 was great.
Part 1 was great, but when it got like Leto, where he was so character acting, where he was on like when he came to set, he was only Jack Sparrow. You're like, okay, we get it, Johnny. You're playing a pirate in a Disney Pirates of the Caribbean.
But it got to a
movie.
point, apparently, I've heard that this last one, which is 7, I don't even know anymore.
8, I believe it's 8.
9. That he actually had a speaker in his an earpiece to give him the lines. So he's so fucking just mailing it in now. So at some point, he went from character acting to showing up upset, late, drunk, and he's basically Marlon Brandoing it at this point. He's just not morbidly obese yet.
I want him to get morbidly obese and then require that the movie has a midget in it.
And then he wear this chicken bucket as a hat.
Yes.
Next week, we got to talk about all the shit that Marlon Brando insisted to do on set.
I've always wanted to be like that. Would be. I think that would be
I can
me.
write that down.
I think I would be the person that if I got that super famous, I would be so bored. But I'd be like, for my next movie, I want $20 million, and I want this Korean boy to play to read half my lines. Where did you get the Korean
There's
boy
something I
from?
admire about the fact that this man, at one point, was one of the most beautiful humans on earth, with all the talent in the world, and he just one day went, fuck it.
I give up.
I'm just gonna keep doing
Had sex
shit.
with Marilyn Monroe. What do I need anymore?
One time, the story is one time he had a stalker that stalked him and threatened to kill him. He confronted her, had sex with her, and then took her to rehab. That's fucking Brando. I'm like, yeah, this guy is great. This is back when he was attractive, obviously. You're not gonna stalk fat one. But what happened between Streetcar Named Desire and Apocalypse Now is what I want to know. So I'll look into that actually.
Banging too many stalker chicks.
Too many Big Macs. Did they have Big Macs back then? He might have created it.
Maybe
1,000 island dressing on everything.
French champagne.
Who shit the bed faster looks wise? Marlon Brando or Orson Welles?
Oh.
Orson Welles wasn't an attractive guy.
Yeah,
health wise, he really took a 180 also.
I mean, they both. Orson Welles with the French champagne is always my favorite because he just gave up on that. That was to the point where he was just like, "I'm out of there."
I think he checked out once he realized he was doing Transformers the movie because that was his last credit. And he's like, "I can't fucking believe I hit this point," and just ate himself to death. Anyway, so DC Comics is basically Fat Marlon Brandoing it.
It is.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have to take it out of pasture, put a bullet in its head.
Just put it out of its misery before they ruin superhero movies. Because, guys, Fox is making another X-Men movie. I didn't know or care.
Well, they're working on a TV show right now.
A TV show, but they're doing an X-Men set in the 90s now. They're using the redhead from
straight
Game of Thrones.
X-Men?
I don't even know anymore, dude. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch. I didn't watch the other one. I'm not gonna watch this one.
Well, no, yeah, I've heard that they're gonna do the '90s one, but then that butts up against like, at what point did Storm go from Mohawk Storm to Halle Berry? Like what? Like within a day or so that they swap
They had
over.
their chance to just reboot it. They rebooted it literally 2 movies ago.
He
and
let
then
them
said,
reboot,
"Fuck
yeah.
it." And they let Bryan Singer twiddle the fucking butthole of this franchise again, like he does a 15-year-old boy, allegedly. He definitely diddles. He definitely is a diddler.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Absolutely not.
Okay, we need to end this though before we start getting some more lawsuits sent this way.
Well, I mean,
I'm
that's
fielding
fine.
our emails now.
All they're
and
going to do
it
is
does not
sue
look
our
good.
host site, which is not us.
Yeah,
So
let's
it's
see.
not our
So
problem.
I feel bad. I want to once again thank the Fiend Fix guys for hosting everything. Oh, God, get ready for those cease and desist letters. They are so awesome. Do not.
Y'all
that would
got
imply
this.
someone actually downloads the show.
Yeah. Well, we've had it happen before. We've hit it big. We were in the big time once before.
That's true.
And then you'll get those cease and desist letters, the Taylor Swifts. Stop talking about my hand jobs.
Stop
Louis
talking
C.K.
about Swifties.
Stop telling how people I masturbate.
Garfunkel and Oates, stop talking about his hand jobs.
Please don't make a song about us.
All right. It's time to get out of here. Call it another day. Put
Yay,
this show
it's
out to
2 in the
pasture
morning.
like the DC universe. For once again, Vinny, any words of wisdom?
If you turn on your faucet and it starts coming out brown, give it a try. It may be chocolate.
We gave you a week. You had a whole week.
Let me go ahead and clip that and send that to Flint, Michigan and see how that goes.
Yeah, like our Flint market is going to just fucking bottom out now.
Bottom out.
Nice
Because
going.
that's lead. That's lead. They're getting lead poisoning.
Yeah,
which,
way to go.
Actually, that's fine. They probably could
really
use
insensitive.
They could use that lead poisoning to listen to us for halftime anyway.
It makes it easier to listen to us.
Yeah. All right, Angel. Anything else?
No.
Vinny?
I'm good.
All right. Well,
Liz, who's been sitting here this
Liz,
whole time.
who's been enjoying the whole show, enjoying her new smoking apparatus.
Cat, anything?
And our
Cat? No? Cat, your cat's dead.
our wonderful host tonight, Mr. I'm sorry the old Eric couldn't come to the phone right now because he's dead.
He is gone.